So Arby, in the time that Fervid has been going, I've noticed that we have placed a large number of product managers. And of all the roles that we've got, I think we've probably placed more product managers than anyone else. And most of those product managers that we've placed in the last 9 years are still working where we placed them. What do you put that down to?
A great point. So if you look at Fervid's background, I personally was a product manager. And the product manager role, I feel, has always been very strategic in nature. And what I mean by that is, if you look at the responsibilities the product manager has, they have to worry about the market, because they really need to understand the market itself, what the end users really want. Then they need to understand the product strategy in terms of the roadmap of the product. What are we going to put in terms of features and functionalities? But a good product manager also needs to understand the domain itself, the business, as to what we are doing. So when you put all of these things together, it becomes a very difficult play in a way. There are a lot of people out there who kind of understand one thing over the other. So when recruiting teams try to fill this role, they'll see that the supply is there. So they'll get a lot of resumes. But when you start going and evaluating each of these components, it becomes a very difficult task. And I think we've been able to kind of understand the nature of this role in terms of why is it so strategic? What are the different elements that is needed for a product manager to be very successful? And what kind of questions do we really need to ask in an interview that kind of gives us a good idea of the depth of knowledge the person has about, let it be the domain or the market understanding, the product strategy, or even the process. Because if you talk about, say, software product managers, a lot of companies will need them to understand the software development methodology, the agile methodology, the scrum methodology. So again, now you're adding one more thing that is needed. So all of these things make it a little difficult. And since we kind of have that background, I think we've been able to kind of filter candidates much better than maybe some of the other companies that are out there.
Awesome. Well, that's all for now. If you have a need, particularly around product management, give us a call at the Fervid Group. Thanks.